had the best night?
The Dallas Mavericks? Cooper Flag?
Yes.
I mean, it's the Dallas
Should have said
Mavericks.
aside from that. Aside from Cooper Flag, who had the best night?
I'll tell you.
Yep.
The Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz. To me personally, I love Walter Payton. I think he is he's a for sure check. Ace Bailey, I mean, I know he has a lot of holes, but I really do think Ace Bailey, we're going to look up in about 2-3 years and be like, dang, this dude is dang good. This dude is a great player. He's turned into be something. I think you have two guys who are almost shoo-ins to be successful.
I think with Ace Bailey that him in the mountains is going to be good. You ain't
He
got
can-
no
he
choice
can-
but
he
to
can
lock
stay-
in.
He can stay focused.
Yep. Lock
He
in
can
and stay focused.
And then Will Riley, I mean, he's maybe a big maybe, another question mark guy. But I do think that with Walter Clayton as your point guard, you're bound to have some success. I think with Ace Bailey as your wing player, he's a huge reward. Things will happen, and really
Good things,
and,
bad things, things.
Really great things. The outcome of that, right? The outcome of Ace Bailey could be like huge.
Are you saying
I like
they
the
took
belief.
they took the chance because they're the Utah Jazz and they have to take the chance?
They have the chance. So I think they can hit huge.
Yep.
And if they hit huge, I think that they win tonight.
All right. Your
I mean,
best team.
Other than Dallas,
Other than
I
Dallas.
applaud the San Antonio Spurs
Yeah, they did a great
for
job.
not succumbing to, oh, we got to worry about fit. Let's take the best player. He is clearly the best player. We got Victor Wembanyama, who is our big lottery ticket. We can figure everything else out on the back end. If there's one thing that you need in today's NBA, you need multiple players who can dribble, pass, and shoot. Multiple players who can create shots. Multiple players who can create and make the game easier for Victor Wembanyama. And I think they did that. And I think it will bear out because they don't have the pressure to win next year. You can afford to let these players figure these things out, whether it's De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. Like, you can let this all play itself out. You don't have to rush to create the perfect team around Victor Wembanyama. Let it play out. I got
Rock, where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock?
10 rock and roll, bro.
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to another beautiful Sunday night. We welcome you to another crazy weekend of sports, another crazy weekend of battle rap, another crazy weekend of commercials. We're going to talk about some commercials, man. Commercials have really stepped up. And of course, another amazing, blessed night All praises to the Almighty Yahuwah, for without the Almighty Yahuwah, there's absolutely nothing. And of course, you are now live and locked with the Rock Files, Rock Sports Sunday, happening right now. Right now. Oh, absolutely. NBA draft went down. Baseball is in full swing. We now know who these teams are. A couple surprises in baseball. Battle rap is battle rapping. We had Spaces battle go down tonight. Crisis versus Danny Myers was the headline of that card. We're going to take another look at that. We also had some more new, this is what we're talking about. We have some more new talent coming through that card. Salute to Passover Crisis for showing that. VBL Cartel, we got some possible matches that might be going down. A lot of controversy. But of course, hope you're doing all right. Hope everything's going well. Hope everything's peaceful. Choose peace. Choose sanity. And enough of all that. Rock Sports Sunday in effect right now. We're going to start this whole broadcast with what we started with before. Here are some comments from the NBA draft. Right? Let's break this down for a minute. This is courtesy of sports.yahoo.com. Who's the winners and who's the losers? Let's see what. Let's review this again.
The best night.
Hold on. Let's be sure this volume is up. Yeah, this is about the. Let's see. Can we get that? Let's go here. All right, we're up. All right, here we go.
Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flag.
So is it really that simple? The Dallas Mavericks win because they got Cooper Flag. And they got Cooper Flag playing with the China Doll Davis, Kyrie Irving. How soon is Cooper Flag really going to be ready to contribute like that? Is he a day one starter? Probably. I mean, he's bona fide. We're talking about a guy that can score at all three levels, shoot, defend, moxie, not afraid of the moment, all that. And what's interesting is that in a weird situation for Cooper Flag, being on a loaded team with Duke, even though they did not win a national championship, this is going to have him get used to being able to share the spotlight with other exceptional athletes. Kyrie Irving, even though he's possibly headed toward past his prime, he's still dangerous. So Cooper Flag is not just used to being a solo act on a loaded team or on a team that all depends on him, similar to John Moran at Murray State. Cooper Flag is used to sharing the spotlight. He has a high basketball IQ. I want to say this. Notice how often the phrase basketball IQ kept coming up over and over again. That is going to be a theme here. So now, is it that simple? Did Dallas really just win? Did they win the NBA draft just by simply getting Cooper Flag? Was that it? Was Cooper Flag the only talent in this draft? Shoot, leave it up to the coverage of this draft. That was it. Nobody even wanted to see the second round. A lot of people didn't want to see the round after Cooper Flag. Or Cooper Flag went number one. I'm about to go watch reruns of Law and Order. I'm about to go watch reruns of Crazy Ratality TV. That was it? Cooper Flag was it? Or was there more? More than likely, for Dallas situation, that might be enough. That might weather the storm. Now, Cooper Flag is coming in with a whole lot of pressure. Don't forget they traded Luka away. So now, immediately, he's going to be compared to Luka Doncic. Everything he does, every bad game, good game. Was it Luka? Did Luka do this? Cooper Flag, hope you're ready for it. Let's keep going.
Yes. I mean, it's the Dallas
Should have said
Mavericks.
aside from that. Aside from Cooper Flag, who had the best night?
I'll tell you.
Yep.
The Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz possibly had the best night based off what they didn't give up rather than what they did give up. There's all this talk about, well, they may have to trade Markkanen. They didn't trade Markkanen, and they added draft picks to that. Let's take a look at something real quick. Let's go back to Tankathon, if we may. All right. And salute to everybody. Salute to everybody in the chat, all that good stuff. Yippee-yi-yay, yada, 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 all that stuff. Okay, so we already got the 2026 draft here. There we go. Here we go. Bet. All right. What we're doing, we're going to Tankathon to take a look at the full official draft picks that went down. The draft is now completed for those that don't know. Okay. first and second round completed. That completed this past weekend. Going to ask a simple question. Amongst these picks, which of these picks are ready to play right now? Simple question. Who is going to play right now? Okay, Cooper Flagg, yeah, no doubt. Anybody else? Anybody else besides Cooper Flagg that's going to play right now for their team? You got Dylan Harper, who got picked by the Spurs. Is he playing right now? Is he playing ahead of who's there now? Is he going to be playing with Vassell? Is he going to be playing with last season's rookie of the season? Is that automatically for him? Now, obviously, VJ Edgecombe playing as shooting guard. Is he playing right next to Tyrese Maxey already? Now, Con Newpel, he will not be playing right now because that shooting, well, unless they put him in a shooting guard small forward because Miles Bridges is still there. And let's be honest, Miles Bridges ain't going nowhere. So he may either not play at first or he may be playing immediately in the backcourt. Okay? We're only going to do a couple of these because some of these are just obviously not going to be playing. Ace Bailey, the controversial pick, and that goes to what the brother just said about Utah won because of Ace Bailey. And let's play a little bit more of that. Right on Ace Bailey. Let's play a little bit more of that. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and rewind that back. As you see, everyone busted out the second he said Utah Jazz because of the controversy of Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey obviously don't even want to be in Utah. But let's go ahead and listen. Uh-oh. What did he just say? He just said we're going to look up in about 2 or 3 seasons and say, hey, this guy's really good. That basically kind of just answered our question. Ace Bailey ain't going to be playing immediately. Ace Bailey ain't going to be playing immediately. You know? And honestly, here's the thing. It's a horrible sign. It's a horrible sign when you have a player coming into the league. Y'all remember Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers and the whole, no, my bad, not Phillip Rivers, excuse me. You remember Eli Manning and the whole controversy with the Chargers and all that and New York and all that? When the Chargers were that bad, he said, look, before I play with the Chargers, I'm going to sit out. That's kind of what Ace Bailey's doing to the Utah Jazz. Ace Bailey don't want to play for the Utah Jazz. Uh-oh. And this guy said, well, you look at a couple, 2 or 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? You said, look at a couple seasons, you know, it might be all right. Uh-oh. So, will Ace Bailey get punished by Utah? We got questions. Let's keep it moving. I think you got 2. That is not a ringing endorsement, bruh. So, by the way, if for those that want to watch this video in its entirety, you can check this video out at sports.yahoo.com. This is 2025 NBA Draft Team with Best Night, right? You can check it out there. You got 2 guys that's almost shooting. These, hey, my brother, these dudes were picked. Look where they were picked. Ace Bailey's picked number 5 in this draft. A very good draft, by the way. Very good draft. Ace Bailey's picked number 5, and he's almost a shoe-in. Not a ringing endorsement. How does Utah win a draft if they got guys that are almost a shoe-in, not a definite shoe-in? If we go above that, Cooper Flagg's a definite shoe-in. VJ Edgecombe is possibly it's probably a definite shoe-in. Ace Bailey should be a shoe-in being picked number 5, and if he's not, Utah kind of messed up. And there's been cases like this before where you have franchises like, look, regardless of what, you may not want to play here, we still gonna pick you. Because you're the best player for our situation. Usually, you have to. You just got to grin and bear it. Yikes! Let's keep going. So here is the breakdown: mid-range shot machine, explosive athlete with a motor. The NBA is really starting to get filled with guys like this. NBA is really starting to get filled with guys like this. Basically, now look, 34.6% from 3 is not bad at all. Actually, it's good considering how tight of a game college is. You get less shots in college. So that either can go up or go down. Wingspan 7'1" is incredible. Length. So he has the chance to be bona fide. The thing is, what in Utah is going to motivate to get the best out of him? To be honest with you, if he was coming to Detroit, this would be bona fide. But we're going to leave the Pistons out of this. Even if he was going to Oklahoma City, he wouldn't be playing for a while. That could also hurt his style. Ace Bailey in Utah. Let's go back to that. Ace Bailey in Utah will get a whole lot of opportunity to play because they can use all the scoring they can get. He's being brought there to be a scorer, and he's being brought there to shake things up as far as athletically, be a threat. He can provide that. But is that enough for Utah to have won? Let's keep going. With Walter Clayton as your point guard, you're bound to have some success. So not only must Walter Clayton, as a point guard, be responsible for Walter Clayton and the team, but he has to be responsible for Ace Bailey also. No pressure. Keep going. And the guy just said it, good things, bad things are things. Well, Danny Ainge is over there. So if Ace Bailey don't do right, Danny Ainge will trade him and try to get the most out of him. So that's good for Utah. Is it good for Ace Bailey? This don't seem all that good. Let's keep moving. Oh yeah, hold up. The Utah. So why does Utah? Oh yeah, Utah has to take the chance because of how bad they are now. Well, so that means if this doesn't work, Utah can look forward to a whole bunch of lottery things, and that's why it's called a lot. It's not called a lottery because the picks are not known. It's called a lottery because you can pick these guys and it may or may not work out. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Let's keep it moving. A whole lot of ifs, bro. That's why it's tough to call a winner right now. Basically, the question should be who has the most amount of chance to win right now. Utah with this? Probably not. If I think. This guy just said something fascinating. Salute to those that's in the Piston group. For those that's watching, remember all the discussions about intangibles that get measured. Everybody want to talk about shooting threes, and don't get it twisted. That's up there. What did he just say? Multiple players. In order to win, you gotta have multiple players that can get their own shot. Have easier offense, and get easier shots. That's what he just said. Salute to that. This is the first this would be mainstream. This is the first mainstream program that mentioned that. It's very vital to not only have individuals that can hit threes, but also get their own shot no matter what team they're on. Now we go back to Tankathon. He said the San Antonio Spurs, right? So that's Dylan Harper. Who else they got? Okay, Dylan Harper. Carter Bryant is good. Yeah, that's good money. Carter Bryant, number 14 for those that want to play along right there. Number 14. Okay. Who else? San Antonio Spurs. Second round. Spurs. All right. And of course, for those that don't know, even after the draft, it doesn't stop there. There are players that can get signed to be undrafted free agents. There's those that can be brought in the audition. So a lot of that can get compensated. By the way, for Utah, here's the Walter Clayton guy. Good size as point guard. He better be ready to play now. He's a senior. If he's not ready to play now, Utah. But they're saying he was a phenomenal point guard in college. So they're putting a lot of pressure on him. So be it. Let's keep moving. Back to the Spurs. Their picks is Dylan Harper primarily Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. Yeah, that's more of a team that want to draft. That's way more of a team that want to draft than Utah because they don't have a lot of drama or question marks for anything. Pretty solid picks for the Spurs. Spurs just keep right on going. Well-ran franchise, doing what they do. Not only did they didn't just stop at Victor Wembanyama, they also have players around them. Devin Vassell's around them. Last year's rookies around them. You still got Keldon Johnson around them. They might be looking to unload him, but still, while he's there, the Spurs have talent around there. Now's the moment for them to take the next step closer to being a 500 team. You have a 500 team around Victor Wembanyama, you can surprise some teams. Be a spoiler. It's going to take a while. Here we go. Let's go here. All right, cool. All right, we're going to let it play after this. By the way, for those that can't hear him, he said, we got to worry about fit. Let's take the best player. Let's go. And not just have the game. This is for the Spurs, of course. Not just have the game easier for Victor Wembanyama, but for other teams, have the game easier for your franchise player. We will be getting to the Pistons in a minute. De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle will be the backcourt. So that takes us back to, forgot about that. That takes us back to these guys that were chosen by the Spurs. Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper. Obviously, these guys are coming off the bench. You'll see them in Summer League. This is going to be an interesting Summer League for development purposes for the Spurs. If Dylan Harper shows out, he can find himself being maybe a 7 or 8 man off the bench. If Carter Bryant shows out because of position, he could. Who's the power forward star? Yeah, maybe he could be. He'll have to take Jeremy Sohan's spot. Maybe Carter Bryant could take Jeremy Sohan's spot. Hey, that should be his goal. Simple as that. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, simple as that. There we go. So let's go back to the draft again. Spurs get Dylan Harper. By the way, Dylan Harper is the little brother of Ron Harper Jr. Yeah. So salute to that. Also the son of Ron Harper, the NBA legend. Honestly, he should be a Hall of Famer. I mean, he has multiple titles and all that stuff. But okay, so Dylan Harper right here has a chance to probably his ceiling for the next season will be 7th or 8th man. Otherwise, he might be going to the G League if he doesn't do what he do. Very talented though. Carter Bryant right here. His goal should be to try to take minutes away from Jeremy Sohan. Try to take minutes from Sohan if you can. I mean, you guys are basically kind of the same player. You can play defense, you can hit some shots. Carter Bryant's probably a little bit more explosive than Jeremy Sohan, so that should be the goal there. Simple as that. All right. So that's the NBA draft. Let us now go to the full listing of the NBA draft. Some highlights here. We already highlighted Cooper Flag and all that good stuff. Let's see if this will do. Oh, whoops, we messed up. Or did we? Yeah, we did. Let's go back. Cool. There you go. All righty. Okay, so we already saw that. Let's go here. So we're gonna go to a couple things. We're gonna go 10 most interesting things of the top 10. So top 10 first. We mentioned Cooper. Get this out of here. We mentioned Cooper Flag, right? Salute to that. Okay. We just talked about Dylan Harper. VJ Edgecombe. His goal should be to start next to Tyrese Maxey on that horrible Philadelphia Sixers team. Simple as that. Anybody else? Brooklyn Nets do what Brooklyn does. This is obviously Edgar Denham. This is a developmental pick. This guy going straight to the G League. Straight up. Igor Denham is going straight to the G League. So that's what Brooklyn Nets did. Whoever's doing what they're doing over there in Brooklyn, it wasn't the best for you. So let's go 11 to 20. Derek Queen. Derek Queen's a good pick, but Derek Queen, it's a shame you got to go to the Pelicans being ran by one good NBA executive and a buffoon named Troy Weaver. Derek Queen, you're going to have to play above your franchise, man, immediately. Hope you can do it because they're putting you in a very precarious spot. There's no CJ McCollum over there. There's no Brandon Ingram over there. It's going to be you, Zion, and whatever's left. Wish you well, bro. That's a heck of a way to try to develop somebody. Whoever's running that franchise is doing not good, Troy Weaver. Anyway, anybody else? Again, if you want to have some fun, there's Brooklyn again. Nolan Traore from France, right? Another developmental pick. It's debatable if this guy will even last at all in the NBA. He has a lot of work to do. Oh, let's not skip on Utah Jazz getting Walter Clayton. That's the point guard they were talking about. That'll be playing with Utah there. Let's see. He is going to be playing with brain fart. Yeah, Ace Bailey. So Walter Clayton Jr. is being brought into Great the Great is in the building. Salute to Great the Great. Be sure to subscribe to Great the Great. Also be sure to subscribe to Running with the Wolf Pack with Head Ice and all that. Salute. Greg, we're going to be doing about maybe 10 more minutes of sports, and then we're going to write the battle rap. You already know what we're doing with battle rap. A whole lot of questions to ask, a whole lot of information to get to. Greg the Great's in the building. Right, by the way, Greg the Great is your current 2025 front runner for virtual battle rap champ of 2025. Simple as that. Salute. All right. Let's get back. Let's get back here. So that's the interesting thing from picks 11 to 20. Oh, one more thing. Miami picking Kasparis Jaconius or Jackianis. This is their replacement, Gorgon Dragic right here. That it's the same guy. Kasparis Jackianis is the same as Goran Dragic. That's why he was picked. Obviously, they won't say that, but that's why he was picked. Good pick for Miami. Guy with Mossy, it's going to take a while to develop him. Simple as that. All right, we're going to go 21 to 30. Oh, man, Brooklyn. Drake Powell's all right. Orlando Magic get Jace Richardson from Sparty Land, also known as quote-unquote Michigan State, right? Decent pick. They can use a guard. They can use a guard that can settle some things down and also be explosive with the ball. That works. And Brooklyn Nets would like to know how expensive it would have been for the Pistons to trade up to get Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf is a guy who's a prototypical big man. 7'1", arm span. Now look, defensively, he has a long way to go. There's no question about it. But so does Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, it's weird that when Danny Wolf is getting all this criticism, he's getting the same criticism that Karl Anthony Towns get. Karl Anthony Towns had the luxury of playing in Kentucky with a loaded team. Danny Wolf didn't. Danny Wolf 7'1". get his own shot. Basketball, like you can pass the ball. This guy's like an offensive juggernaut. He really is. Now, it did not end well in the NCAA tournament. But you put him on an NBA team with proper development and also put him on an NBA team that has players around him, man, Danny Wolf's going to be good. Here's the problem with Danny Wolf. He's going to the Brooklyn Nets. Ain't none of that over there. Yeah. You got Cam Johnson. Cool. You know, that's that. And look at these picks. Ben Saraf, the only decent picks they got for Brooklyn, just to look at Brooklyn for a minute, is Danny Wolf. Yeah, Danny Wolf. Hold on. Yeah. All these picks, and this is the best you could do. You got Igor Denham from BYU. Nolan Traore now. Okay, Drake Powell's all right. So Drake Powell and Danny Wolf. Cool. Wish you well. And let's be honest. Who's the last player that the Brooklyn Nets developed from within their organization? A lot of these guys smell like trade bait, honestly. Brooklyn seems like a team that they're going to try to, maybe they try to go all in for Giannis to try to bankrupt their team some more. Then again, maybe they're not. All right. And now we go to round 2. The rest of these guys, oh yeah, Lee Manili, cool. Charlotte, all right. Whatever. Okay. 31-40. Johnny Broome, right? Look at this, man. Philly despise y'all, man. For had y'all not picked Johnny Broome, we would have. Because you see the Pistons at 37. Johnny Broome, good pick, man. Good pick. Now, of course, durability is going to be an issue there. His game translating. All right. He's a little bit slow-footed, but that guy can ball. He's like the Oscar Shieboy of this draft. So let's see what happens, right? Cool. The Detroit Pistons got Chaz Lanier. They call him a wing, but he's more like a shooting guard, right? And here's our hole. And see, what Philly did by picking Johnny Broome is they took the stretch 4 or 5 we could have used. So here we go with best player available. I mean, if you consider what's available, is Chaz Lanier better than Cam Jones? Probably. Is Chaz Lanier better than the rest of these guys? Yeah. Maxime Renard. Yeah. Chaz Lanier, for where they picked, even though it's disappointing that we didn't get a stretch for, about the best you're going to get. He's a tall guard. The guy is he might be the best three-point shooter in the draft. So salute to the pick. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook right now, we got Day Day Jr. watching. Day Day, what up? Salute. Be sure to subscribe to Day Day Jr. All that good stuff. Thank you. Yes. The name of the podcast with Greg the Great and Head Ice is Conversation with the Wolves. Thank you. Appreciate that. We're going to start at and keep plugging it. Honestly, I wish that, and look, Head Ice, salute to Head Ice. It would have been better to call that something like the Wolf Pack or Wolf Love or something. Conversation with the Wolves. Okay, but no, we got it. Conversation with the Wolves. Be sure to subscribe to Conversation with the Wolves. That's just for memory's sake. Salute to Greg the Great, and actually congratulations to Greg the Great and Head Ice. And honestly, they both have already did some pretty good interviews. But they interviewed some rappers already, some podcast people. They're going. They're going. All right. Okay. Day Day Jr.'s in the building. Salute. All right. What else we got? Oh, and Day messages like that. Just put in the Facebook Messenger, all that good stuff. And of course, we go down now. Pick 40. All right. Hold up. Where we at? Oh, we're here. There we are. All right, cool. So yeah, Chaz Lanier goes to the Pistons. That's cool. Pistons could use it. Honestly, especially with this development about Malik Beasley being investigated for gambling, Chaz Lanier might have to be the new Malik Beasley. That's some heavy shoes to fill. But let's be clear. Malik Beasley, by them investigating and no charges have been levied yet, and they've been investigating since 2023, nothing may happen to him. We gotta wait for it to play out as it with anything. Cam Jones goes to Indiana. That's a good pick for them, actually. All right, and we go now to 40 to 49. Maxime Renard for the Kings. Is he trying to? I guess the Kings going to have him become kind of like their next Sabonis, maybe. All right. Jameer Watkins for the Wizards. He's going to the Wizards. No confidence in that. Good player, but the Wizards. Tyrese Proctor going to the Cavs. That's good. That's going to be real good because now Tyrese Proctor, he can develop. More than likely, he's going to the G League without a question. Donovan Mitchell's there, so and I think that their backup is still going to be the guy from Miami. Can't think of right now. So no, Tyrese Proctor is going. He's going to the G League. Tyrese Proctor for the Cavs is going to be like Marcus Sasser for the Pistons. Simple and plain. If he pans out. All right, Kobe Sanders from Nevada. And here we go with a bunch of, hey, John Tanji to the Utah Jazz. That's a steal. That's a steal. Obviously, we're in Big Ten country, seen a lot of him. John Tanji can ball. It's interesting. He probably only fell this far because he's undersized. But this good. If y'all like Desmond Bane, not saying John Tanji is Desmond Bane, but he has some Desmond Bane-ish game to him. This could be a steal for Utah. This could be the stabilizing pick, depending on how he pans out. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving. And the rest are whatever. Okay. That's your NBA draft. So what type of grade does the NBA draft get? This draft looks to be, as it stands now, the first round's pretty good. Second round is very uneventful. This is probably about a B draft. A little bit underwhelming to what it could have been going into it, but this is about a B draft. Of course, we got to see how it plays. Give it a couple seasons, see what's going to be. Next season's draft is supposed to be even lower than this one. So there's a draft. Very quickly, let's go to baseball. You know why we're going to baseball, right? I mean, duh. This ain't going to take long at all. No, this will not take long. And again, if those that want to play along, oh, well, look at this. Look at who's the top news. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk. 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 As it still stands right now, as it still stands right now, you see it. You realize the Detroit Tigers have only lost 4 series all season. The Detroit Tigers have lost 4 series all season and only got swept twice all season. Best team in baseball. Tonight, Terry Skubal, who's the best pitcher in baseball, on the best team in baseball, shuts out the Minnesota Twins. And the reason why that's significant, look, any team playing anybody in their division, that's a toss-up game, no matter how bad that team is, unless you're the Colorado Rockies playing anybody in the in the NL West. The Colorado is historically bad. Outside of that, if you got a divisional game and you win that series, that's huge. That's huge. Tigers right now are sitting where they're sitting. Skubal strikes out 13, including 7 in a row. Come on now. And of course, because Detroit's a bunch of sellouts, they're going to talk about it was on national TV. Who cares about national coverage? If Detroit want national coverage, go ahead. You're the Tigers, right? All they got to do is pipe in, pause if necessary. All they got to do is broadcast our regional coverage nationally. That's it. We don't got to have ESPN cover our ESPN cover our stuff. They're not half as good as our own coverage. Our regional coverage, which is still not our own. Detroit having this obsession with assimilation is disgusting. It's disgusting. A bunch of slaves that man, they like us. I hope they like us. I hope they put us on it. Man, please. We got our own platforms. But anyway, and we got our own franchise, Major League Baseball team. That's the best one. We run things, not them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. This is ridiculous. Anyway, very quick at the standings. Then we'll go right to battle rap after this. All right, we're going to start American League this week. American League. Look at this, man. What has got to be said? Now, granted, it's not even All-Star break yet, but look, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? All right. Houston, very quickly. Houston is 6.5 games over Seattle. Seattle's falling off. Houston is gaining momentum. Salute to Houston. Texas looks to be a fraud. Texas is in a big slump right now. What's that? They lost one, but look at that. There's no reason Texas is below 500. That shouldn't be happening. Crazy. Oakland is bad. So whatever. All right. Hold on. Okay, let's get that back. Cool. All right. Houston has 50 wins though. All right. The Stankies. Oh wow! Look at the Stankies. The Stankies have, and Tampa Bay swept us, right? Yeah. Tampa Bay swept us, if not mistaken. Yeah. Either that or we lost that series. Regardless, the Stankies have not even got 50 wins yet. Houston has 50 wins. Houston has a better record than the Stanks. All that money on that payroll, and Houston has a better record than the Stanks. Go Houston. Stankies. Oh, and Tampa Bay is catching up after sweeping us. Yeah, they did sweep us. After Tampa Bay swept Detroit, they're only a game and a half. Stankies, y'all might end up in second place in your own division. Tampa Bay is saying hello, Lucy. And Toronto's playing a little bit more like what they were supposed to play. And of course, we're gonna save the best for last. You ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Tigers has the best winning percentage in American League, have the most wins, 53 wins, have the least amount of losses, 32 losses. Look at this. 30 and 14. Look at this. We got more wins at home than the White Sox have in total. Now, Houston got more wins at home than we do. Look out. So Houston might have the best. Yeah, Houston has the best record at their spot. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, of course, Detroit Tigers leading the American League, 53 and 32, 624. What are we talking about? Right now, we are running baseball. Well-deserved. And we're doing it out the mud. That's how it goes down. Now, the National League is crazy. First of all, we're going to start in a very odd space. The Pittsburgh Pirates are sitting here and have swept both the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets. So if you want to know why Philadelphia and New York haven't got 50 wins, blame the Pirates. The Pirates didn't just sweep the Mets, they destroyed the Mets in the series. You see this win streak of 3 right here? That's because the Pirates swept the Mets. So the Mets are at 48 wins. Phillies at 49, but of course they're a game and a half in their division. Philly is a game and a half ahead of Mets. See how long that lasts. For 583, right? The Cubs are right there with the Phillies. All right, 49. And as we go to the NL West, and there's the Dodgers then caught up with the Tigers. So the Dodgers and the Tigers are tied with the best record in Major League Baseball. And the San Francisco Giants have fell off. So San Francisco, now look, we'll have to look it up later if the Dodgers have gotten some players back. And here come the Dodgers that we really know. As far as the All-Star game, very quickly, if we can see that, hopefully we can. Okay, that's all they got there. Let's try this. Just to see the All-Star return so far. No, we're not getting it. All right. Let's go MLB All-Star game very quickly, and then we're going to go to Battle Rap. Alrighty. Oh, here we go. We got it. It's not from the most reliable source, but we'll take what we can get. All right. So this is, for those that's interested, these are your MLB All-Stars as it stands right now. Okay. So Cal Raleigh, all he does is lead the American League in home runs. So he's your number one vote getter right now. Alejandro Kirk for the Blue Jays right behind him. Okay. That's at catcher, by the way. That's at catcher. Cal Raleigh, Alexander Kirk. And this is American League. See that? American League. All right. Vladimir Guerrero, to no one's surprise, for first base. Paul Goldschmidt from the Stankies for first base. Simple and plain. This is based off of votes. Second base, of course, we got Gleyber Torres from the Tigers, and we got Jackson Holiday from the Orioles. And this is a pretty nice lead for Gleyber Torres. So that represents our first All-Star for the Tigers. Orioles, okay, keep hanging in there. Third baseman, Jose Ramirez from the Guardians, Alex Bregman. And there's rumors about Alex Bregman. Tigers are trying to get him possibly, even though Alex Bregman turned him down once. Alex Bregman might turn him down again. We'll see. Shortstop, Jacob Wilson, Athletics. Salute to Oakland having somebody lead like that for shortstop. Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals. Two good picks. So those got that one right. Designated hitter Ryan O'Hearn and Ben Rice. Ben Rice been balling. Look at this. Ben Rice is not even close to Ryan O'Hearn. Feel that? Salute. Outfielders, of course, no surprise here. It's also because of the market he plays in, but now Aaron Judge is overall vote getter, so that's pretty locked. Riley Green and Javier Baez is not even playing outfield right now, and is still amongst the vote leaders for All-Star game for outfield. Aaron Judge, Riley Green, Javier Baez. That's two Tigers, Trout, and Stephen Kwan. Pretty legit there. National League, very quickly. Will Smith from the Dodgers. Yep, Carson Kelly. Yeah. There's not too much to say there. First baseman Freddie Freeman, as usual, from the Dodgers. Pete Alonso, Mets. Not too much to say there. Keto Marte, Diamondbacks, Tommy Edman. Yeah, second base. Not too much to say there. Yeah, Manny Machado. Manny Machado might be more named than anything, but Manny Machado is pretty solid there. Mac Muncy's Dodgers. A lot of All-Stars for the Dodgers, too. Francisco Lindor, Mets. Mookie Betts, Dodgers. Yeah. And keep notice, New York, L.A., basically New York, California. See these markets? Arizona, okay. L.A., yeah. Markets matter in votes. Designated Shohei Ohtani, nothing to say there. He might be the overall vote getter, number one vote getter in National League. Teoscar Hernandez. Forgot that Teoscar Hernandez was the Dodgers now. Teoscar Hernandez. Pete Crow Armstrong is your lead voter for the outfield. Ronald Acuna Jr., yeah. Kyle Tucker, Andy Pages, Juan Soto. Basically, Chicago, L.A., one mid-market for Atlanta. Chicago, L.A., New York. Yeah, markets matter for votes. They got the most amount of people that put the most amount of votes in. Those are your all-stars, simple and plain. Nothing too much to say there. We'll keep track of it. Not seeing too much that'll change there, honestly. That's about on point. Let's see what we got in the chat. Excellent. All right. That's your Rock Sports part of Rock Sports Sunday. So you saw the draft. Summer League is going to be coming up next month, July 17th. We're going to see what's what. The only bona fide picks that seem to be this solid, obviously Cooper Flagg is Cooper Flagg. Look, if you want to see Cooper Flagg play, you better watch early. He's probably going to play 2 Summer League games and then be taken out. That's going to tell you, when you see a player in Summer League get taken out early, that's going to tell you all you should know. Because that means that this guy, hey, we've seen enough. He's either going to be in a set position on the bench or he's going to be a set start. The guys that's playing all the way through Summer League, these are guys that's fighting for roster spots or fighting for roster determination. So it could be someone that has a roster spot and all that good stuff, but maybe they might be on the fringe of either on the bench or in the start. But no NBA team is going to be spending a lot of their picks on Summer League. It's fun obviously for the consumer, for the so-called fan, it's fun for them to watch. No doubt. We want to see everybody play. We want our team to win a trophy, because we want to win everything. But honestly, Cooper Flagg is not if Cooper Flagg plays more than 2 games in Summer League, something's crazy with that. Because you don't want to see your number 1 draft pick get injured either. So Cooper Flagg is bona fide pick. Maybe, okay, let's go to bona fide picks very quickly. And then we're going to battle rap. Who do we see as bona fide picks, right? And no, this is not just our opinion. This is going to be based off of Tankathon. We don't really do all this personal opinion stuff. Well, what do you think? You. Yeah, no ego over here. Cool on that. Cooper Flagg, bona fide. See, a lot of these players they're not going to be bona fide, not just because of their skill, but also where they went. Cedric Coward, bona fide. Yeah. Cedric Coward going to Memphis. That's a good one. So that's 2 bona fide. Derek Queen, that's bona fide, but he's just going to a horrible situation. Carter Bryant seems good. Kasparis Jackionis, that's it. Jackionis going to Miami, pretty bona fide there. Dre Powell, okay. And when we say bona fide, we're talking about definitely a pick to watch for next season. That's what we're talking about. Chaz Lanier for the Pistons is a pick to watch for next season. That could kind of go either way. These seniors, look, if these seniors don't play immediately, they're going to have short NBA careers, man. I mean, look at this. Yeah, I mean, don't forget that the NBA prime has been called, quote unquote, 28. Look at this. Look at these seniors. Yikes. You better come in. If you're an international player, you coming in basically out of high school. Yeah, okay, cool. You got a little bit of development. At least using that metric. But these seniors, like Cam Jones, for example, you better come into the Pacers and take a spot, my man. Otherwise, might be a short NBA career for you. And that's about it. So the review: Cooper Flag bona fide, Derek Queen bona fide. Where we at? Cedric Coward bona fide out of 25, bona fide. Oh, Kasparis Jackionis bona fide. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll say Danny Wolf was bona fide, but going to that, oh my gosh, Danny, man, we wanted you to be a Piston, bro, but you don't always get what you want. All right, and there is the sports part of Rock Sports Sunday, simple and plain. Salute to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night. Battle rap be battle rapping because battle rap be battle rapping. Here we go with battle rap. First and foremost, we got questions. Salute to the Rock Files page. We got questions coming soon. We will be doing things for different. Salute to Yo 2 times from Content Cartel. We're going to be getting the tool that he suggested to help us get even more legitimate data. Obviously, to keep it dollar, the legitimate data only matters for us. It won't matter too much to the community or to whatever community is looking at it, because no matter what we do, it's going to be whatever it's going to be. Just to put it bluntly, no matter what we do, the drama, individuals look for drama because of whatever toxicity is going on in their life. That's on them. But for us, we want to get the most objective data we can. By the way, we do have an update for Rock Rankings 2. We will share in a minute. Okay, so as you see, part of the Rock Rankings will also be the message music sessions. This category is the independent soul category. This reflects songs that have played on the message music sessions. This will determine the ranking of the message music. Think about it like what Billboard used to be. When Billboard actually would get music and they would play it and then say, hey, which of these songs are the best right now? When I ask which songs are most popular, we'll see, this is a skill assessment. So if you hear soul music, for example, best sounding voice, best lyrics, production, music, as far as instruments, all that good stuff. That's what this list will measure. We don't really care what's popular and what's going viral and what got fake algorithm views. Don't care about that. Have no concern about that. This is very simple. You listen to the song, which song really appeals. All right. How they brewing off the ground, Kadeem, Tyrell, Love and Friend, Rita Renee, Struggle, salute to Rita Renee. The Urban Wind Talkers, Mind, Body, and Soul. All right, we just put this up an hour ago. We're gonna let it slow boil before we actually determine our rankings for these songs. So this is just the independent soul. Notice this independent soul category. So for the Leela James of the world, Marvin Gaye's, all that, they're not independent soul. Apologize for the misspell. Can we do anything with that? No, we can't. It's supposed to be independent soul. That's a typo. Simple and plain. Wow, we did it over and over. The next category, independent soul, Georgia Smith featuring J Hus Feelings. 320, Let Me Grow, Mahid Jordan featuring Naomi Sharon, Waiting for You, Nikki Gio, In the Room. That Mahid Jordan has gotten so much pop because of how awesome the song is, how beautiful it is, the beautiful singer, namely Sharon and Mahee Jordan, very nice, and an awesome lyrics. Awesome lyrics. It's actual love song, but it also means that, hey, if we break up, there's somebody else waiting for you. Awesome song. Okay, tonight there was a Spaces battle card. 11 battles happened. Believe we got them all. There's a couple battles that got rescheduled. Again, if it ain't respect the correct, salute to Crisis, Crack Student Crisis for broadcasting that Spaces battle so we can see it. We just posted it up an hour ago. We're waiting for a data on this. Enzima is back outside going against Eugene. Want to know what y'all thought about that? Some of these battles were judged, some weren't. Oh, here you go right here already, as usual and predictable. Because individuals are familiar with the names Crisis and Danny Myers, immediately 6 votes have been cast an hour ago. Danny Myers has 100% of those votes. We want to watch that ourselves, and plus we want to know what. In a Crisis, if you're in the shadows, let us know who the judges gave it to for Danny Myers. I'm sorry, for your battle versus Danny Myers. Congratulations for Crisis and Dexter and John for even getting battles with Danny Myers. Look, Danny Myers does battle everybody. Right now, Danny Myers is battling the trash can lid. Whatever. But Danny Myers is still battling individuals he chooses to battle. To get a Danny Myers battle, someone that beat Tay-Rock, someone that arguably is on the Mount Rushmore of the West Coast, is still an accomplishment. It's still an accomplishment. All right. Is it the same as getting Lux? No. Is it the same as getting Mook? No. It's still Danny Myers. Salute to Crisis for getting that. In the early goings, though, according to this post and according to this question, 6 votes are in. All 6 votes go to Danny Myers. We're going to keep an eye on this. Loso BX and Y. One thing that's funny, people definitely go familiar. Okay. So we have a submission from Greg the Great. And Greg, I'm going to go ahead and drop the code right now. Drop the code. And be honest with you, we're doing something different here. We have not watched the battle in full as far as the Rock Files channel. That battle will be watched by the Rock Files channel. And not just that battle, all the battles will be watched by the Rock Files channel. It's just this way we can give at least our take and our input on that. All right. We will be watching that whole card. Simple and plain. Let's share the screen. We didn't share the screen? It's right here. So what's going on? Hold on. Let's go back. We got to go back. There we go. Let's go back. Oh, my goodness gracious. Apologize for that. All righty. So, yes, we're going to pin the chat. We're going to pin the code in the chat right now. Greg, you're more than welcome to come up. Give it a minute here. Just to discuss battle rap, of course, as we usually do every Sunday night. By the way, if you're interested, King Cole just dropped another track because King Cole be tracks. That's what he does. The Greatest is now available on King Cole's Nat King Productions. Salute to King Cole, man. Ladies and gentlemen, on the panel right now, we have your current 2025 front runner for virtual battle champ, Greg the Great, to the building.
Yes, sir. How you doing? How you feeling? What's the word?
Conversation with the Great. Salute the Conversation with the Wolf, with Head Ice, and all that.
Yes, sir. What's going down, man? What's going down?
It is. No, man. Y'all came out the gate fire on all
cylinders. Wigging. Everything's been a hit too.
No doubt.
Some of your favorites, some of the staples in this culture. Out the gate. Brand new podcast. Never been heard of, never been seen before. Out the gate, first interview was Averb, man. What are we talking about, bro? Staple.
It was a good interview.
Knowledge to God. Staple.
Right. What we doing?
Wow.
I mean, look, listen, respectfully. Bloggers, look, don't let these bloggers, battle rappers, you gonna let these bloggers take it all the way? These bloggers are going, you got bloggers wigging out here. Salute to Android Wiggins again. You got bloggers out here getting interviews. You got them doing music reviews. You got them doing their own Billboard list. You got them releasing music. A lot of them coming outside. What are we doing, man? Magneto right now has done 2 music reviews. Salute to Magneto. We just talked about what the Great Head Ice is doing. You got Crisis. Crisis is over there wigging. He's over there doing his Crackstream Crisis. He's doing a pre-show for his own battle and battle on Crisis almost is a adjunct Spaces Battle League owner on YouTube.
Facts.
Are y'all gonna let these bloggers? And of course, we already know about what Adept is doing. We know what, even though Yo 2 Times is taking a step back, we know what he done. Y'all gonna let these bloggers wig all over? I guess it's ours, huh? All right, it can be ours.
Oh well.
Oh well.
If you knew better, you do better.
Hey, if you want to make it, you better take it. How about that? What we doing anyway? But yeah, just to review very quickly. These are questions related to the Message Music Sessions Independent Soul category for ranking, which songs
You got a typo
right
there, boss. Just to
So
let
what?
you know. You have a slight typo in independent.
Yeah. Peep that. We're going to try to fix that ASAP with our. We may not have that same typo in other categories, but we're going to be sure.
No worries. No, I'm just, it's just my brain. The half Asian
same.
part of me just boop. I saw it. And I was like, yeah.
Where's the end?
Let it go.
Where is the end? Exactly. We got it.
The end, April 11th. Pick it up too. That was the end.
Nice. Segue. We call that segue. Salute to that. But yeah, here's the 4 songs real quick. Now these are 8 songs currently right now that have gotten the most amount of, submissions and also the most amount of interest. Holly Bruin, Off the Ground, Kadeem Tyrell, Lover and Friend, Rita Renee, Struggle, The Urban Wind Talkers, Mind, Body, and Soul. You're more than welcome to go ahead and let your thoughts be known about this. Which songs are the best to you right now? And what's good about this category, these are skill assessments. So we're not concerned about how many views they got. Are they on Clear Channel? Could care less. How good is the song? That's it.
Facts.
How good is the song? That's it.
That's it.
That's what this. The next category here, we got Georgia Smith featuring J Hus, Feelings. 320. Let Me Grow. We still got that typo in there. We see it. 320, Let Me Grow. We got Mahid Jordan featuring Naomi Sharon, Waiting for You. That honestly has almost become like a staple of this show. Whenever we go live, someone's like, "Hey man, you got to play that Waiting for You." We got you. Nikki Gio in the Room. So those are the 8 songs right now. We're going to have one more category that we're going to post after this broadcast of independent soul songs. Then later on this week, we're going to be posting the mainstream stuff. Not so much mainstream, but the quote unquote industry. We got to come up with a name for that. We'll just say this: known brand. Yeah, we're going to say known brand stuff, something like that. So that's going to be where you're going to see people like Redman, Method Man. You're going to be seeing Locksmith in that. You're going to be seeing Leela James, Maya, stuff like that. We're gonna be putting that up there. Simple as that. All right. So Greg saw the battle. We got a little glimpses of it. Before we give the Rock Files opinion or the Rock Files take, we're gonna be watching it all tomorrow privately, and then go ahead and give our assessments and all this stuff. But Inzama versus Eugene went down, so we want to get feedback on that. We got the Crisis versus Danny Myers. Greg just mentioned that Danny Myers got it. So Greg, for those that say Danny Myers got it over Crisis, what was it? Was it just bars, or was it just what elements did Danny Myers lose?
I give you it right out the gate. Crisis was spitting some shit. He fought a good fight, but he went first against someone who freestyles very well, rebuttals very well, landed 2 haymaking rebuttals at the beginning of his round, and that he carried that same energy throughout the rest of his round, and was just
there was no let up.
None. Foot to neck. He was here with it. And just each bar that hit, pressed a little harder, Man, it was bad, man. He got a very angry Danny.
Yeah. We're not talking about a Danny Myers. For those that are familiar, Danny Myers has had some, just like any human being that's a talent, he'll have some battles to where, hey, it wasn't his best then. Like the Danny versus
real sick.
No, but virtually, It'll be the Danny versus Caution 757. Oops on that. You
Oops.
know, right? You know, it'll be even the Danny versus Battle Facts. But then for every Danny versus Battle Facts, for every Danny versus Caution 757, you'll get a
He's
Danny
had
versus.
an equal amount of I came in here to fuck you up.
That Danny versus Dankster is not being talked about, but the Danny went off.
It's
on
not.
Dankster.
And you know, they try to sweep that one under the rug. And believe you me, no, we are not doing that. I don't care
100%.
if you do self-proclaim yourself to be the top female in virtual. I'm the first lady of this league, that league, this league, that league. None of that matters. None of it.
Well, it matters for Dankster's career, but when it came to that battle versus Danny Myers, she definitely lost that. However, salute to Dankster, she fought too. But
listen, but all right, and I'm done being PC. All right, none of those so-called accolades mean anything because we also have to take into account who have you fought.
Strength of schedule. It comes up.
Why is it that your body of work has not progressed to that next level? If you have all these wins and all these W's, and if you've gone to this league, that league, this league, that league, why are you still you have plateaued? I think you've gone as far as you can go, and you don't want to step outside. So what ultimately is your end game? What is the point of continuously doing virtual at the 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 virtual if there's no newcomers into virtual? Okay, yeah, you've got some guys who, but I mean, if you win against them, you are only doing what you're supposed to be doing. It doesn't even count as a formidable win against an opponent who would actually knock your block off. Battle Rap Bodega, salute. It won't matter. It won't matter. Okay, so you're sitting here talking about all these W's that you've accrued throughout your tenure, right? But at the end of the day, who have you fought? Okay, you had this battle with Danny. Okay. Who else? Who else? And the battle with Danny, you lost. So who else? What else have you attributed to the culture of virtual battle rap, which is small in and of itself? So even if you do run through all the virtual people here, it's pointless. Because
you know what? You're actually bringing up a decent point because we're having a lot of departures from virtual, man. Look, Clip Corleone, bye-bye. Loso is kind of on the fence, right?
He's teetering. Loso is teetering. And then we're going to touch bases on what happened yesterday.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah, that's another segment. But right now, Clip's gone. Loso's gone. Smoke is gone. Rap Rev's gone. Go ahead.
On Smoke being gone. Because
salute to Smoke Kings, gone, man.
A whole lot of that roster is gone, too. A lot of that
gone. Bye-bye.
We may not see a Don Vito again. Regardless of what everyone thinks about Don Vito, you may not see a Don Vito again. You may not see a Luke Kane again. You may not see, and whatever you think about Luke Kane, the point of the statement is that a lot of virtual
departures
being made. Leaving.
I'm on my way out.
See that?
Yo-Yo's out. Pablo and Social are even considering just being out.
Yeah.
So what do you have left? There's no more Rios. There's no more Clips, Pablo's, Socials, Greg's. They're trying to revive careers of Sino the Gods and A Game 365s and Fate.io's. But these guys aren't even here enough to even be mentioned in the conversation.
Let's go to A Game 365, who in a battle mentioned that, well, look, I know I didn't promo this battle. I just did this battle. A Game 365 has just taken some battles but he doesn't have unless there's a new report, he doesn't really have an interest, it seems, to stay around virtual battle rap. Listen, C-Double with Verbal Online Arena, they did their event, salute, but there hasn't been a lot of like, hey, when's the next event? And boom, boom, boom. It could be argued that the only ones that's procuring events consistently, and look, we've had a league, and we got documents on this. We won't mention it, but you probably can add 2 + 2 and 4. We've had a league that says, "Listen, Rock, thank you for all you do for virtual. We're no longer associated with virtual. We're out." That league has said that directly to the IG, directly. So
again, which reverts right back to the point. What are you going to do once this has ran its course? Where do you transition and go from there? Because at the end of the day, if there are no more leagues existing, then all that body of work that you've done on virtual, null and void.
And you know what? Also, the question's got to be asked, what does this do for battle rap in general? One thing that battle rap has shown, just battle rap in general has shown, battle rap can't just have a monopoly with only a few leagues doing something, whether it be outside or virtual. When that happens, then we have a lot of restriction and a lot of issues. Now less talent may come through, maybe less different things might happen. What does this do for battle rap? Does a lot of fading away of virtual battle rap talent, A, mean that battle rap talent overall is fading away? And B, does it mean that battle rap itself is fading away in a lot of ways? Let's not forget URL, what they said. Look, not just URL, John the Don was just on. He was just on a Spaces mentioning that, look, for those that want to be involved in battle rap and you want money out of battle rap, unless you just got money to burn, ain't no money in battle rap. John just said that. Danny Myers basically said that. And these are two guys that are on opposite sides of I'm owed money, I did pay you money, whatever it is. Look, Smack, Organic, these two have said ain't no money in battle rap. Clearly. Look, let's repeat that. Wait, hold on. Before we go there, ARP, who used to run the used to be, look, listen, ARP, who used to run the used to be, RBE, and the only RBE's doing is like, here's our history, and we're doing podcasts about Brittany Griner. That's what Piper Boy is doing. Angry Fan basically doing that. I mean, this is battle rap. Look, and we understand that battle rap has been said, man, battle rap is dead. There's going to be people that say, battle rap ain't dead. You know, we've been there before, we'll be back. But by you saying we'll be back means that you ain't back now. The question is, does this signaling departure of virtual battle rap talent and leads, is this like a thermometer for battle rap? Is that what we're faced with? And the quick answer obviously is hell yeah to the yeah.
Hell yeah to the yeah.
Sad, man. Sad. But anyway,
listen.
Go ahead.
So listen, right? Damn, I wanted to touch bases on something, but you kept kind of plowing. Damn. Oh, what was your point A again?
Oh yeah, the point A, does virtual battle rap mean? Well, basically the overall point. We just go overall point. The overall point is by virtual battle rap losing leagues and talent, a lot of which is publicly stated.
Oh, okay, yes.
Cool.
Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just don't want to lose it again.
Go.
For those of you who are concerned about the status of virtual battle rap and where will you just be lingering in limbo, you should have been already preparing yourself to transition to outside battles. Because as far as I'm concerned, every battle rapper, well, damn near every battle rapper now has a battle rap league.
That's not
outside battles. Fonz got the Cabin. Calico has the BMBL, Black Mafia Battle League.
100%.
Danny Myers is, I believe, is working on one with
Geechee
Chilla
Gotti.
Jones. Chilla Jones has TBL.
Geechee Gotti got the
Geechee
riot.
Gotti got the riot. Uh, but you see what I'm. Dre Dennis has Gates.
Hitman
There are
Holla
so
got-
many.
Yeah.
There are so many avenues. So even if the big three, everybody's favorites, are no longer conducting events, there are plenty of leagues in place or out there where you can still get plates. The problem is, if you're so adamant about being exclusively virtual, you won't get those plates unless you come up out of your comfort zone and venture outside.
Should it be said that the outside battle leagues right now, they exist while they exist? Because let's go back to John now. John, who has his own battle rap league, that's experienced problems. He said, and this is not his first occasion saying it. He said over and over, ain't no money in battle rap, only if you got money to burn. So the question will be, battle rappers, unless you're Hitman Holla that's connected to Viacom, and that's a whole different discussion, but battle rappers have less of disposable resources, not income, but resources to maintain these leagues. So could it be that the battle rappers that want a battle rap, while these plates are there, you better hop on up because eventually these plates will run out. They're going to run out. I mean, obviously, they're going to have to run out. If something like URL and RBE has run out, and to add, if established battle leagues like Bullpen Battle League or John John's Battle League, whatever, if they're complaining about it, it's going to be a trickle down effect. That means Chilla Jones is going to be crying that. That means Geechee Gotti maybe. I'm not sure about this one.
Listen, so I'll rebuttal that.
Please.
The leagues that are crying about no money being in battle rap are the leagues that aren't consistent. How can you make money in this if you're not doing anything to do that? When's the last time you seen a bullpen event being promoted? And let me ask you this: when's the last time you referenced Chilla Jones? Right. When's the last TBL event? Recent.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between the John. Now, I won't speak on John John's financials and logistics and all of that. I don't have that knowledge. But what I do know is with Chilla Jones's league, there are people that have the means to back that league entirely. They are also branching out. You see, they threw their first few events up in Rhode Island. Then they went to Texas. They also have brought, and I might be saying too much, but this is Rock Files. And here we do exclusives, baby. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I feel like no harm. And if there is harm, it's not meant maliciously. Okay? But Danny Myers is going to be starting a West edition of TBL. That's how that whole thing is being coordinated and calculated. So when you got this edition here, this edition here, this edition down south, you generate different fundings. You know what I'm saying? You bring on different sponsors.
Franchising.
Come on, man. There are ways to do this, but leave it to these two individuals to even have the mindset to even be able to tell you these things. Okay? For one, if you're not making any money or generating any income in this culture, you're doing something wrong.
You ain't lying.
You're doing something wrong. And until you figure that part out, you will continue to make that same mistake, hoping for a different result.
Insanity.
And with that being said, especially if you're knowingly doing so, you have no room to complain. But this is why it shouldn't just be based on the soul of one person. This battle rap isn't so much a sole proprietorship. Okay? You need a team.
Talk.
You need a team. Everybody want to be, the one to say, "Oh, I did this by myself," and blah blah. You can't do it by yourself. You're not gonna run an entire battle league, booking battles, booking venues, booking camera crew, you still are booking individuals that you need. So that's part of your team. Stupid. That's just like people saying, "Oh, I did all of this by myself. I do this by myself every day." Wrong.
Right.
You depend on your job, don't you? Your job has X amount of employees and a management, doesn't it? The management part is what cuts your check. So at the shorter end, you depend on your management and to give you hours and to cut that check. You depend on people who, you know what I mean? If you depend on other businesses to remain open long enough for you to be able to get gas, mechanics to get your car worked on if something goes awry or whatever. You are depending on so at no point in your life have you ever been completely and utterly independent at all.
There's this term that keeps floating around the slave masses that they keep saying that's inaccurate, and that term is called what? I'm a self-made man, I'm a self-made woman, I'm a self-made millionaire. All cap. Because a lot of those type of terminologies, they filter in to individuals in working classes, so this way they can go ahead and have a tougher way to go. All your millionaires and billionaires, at least the ones that's known, they started out with teams and organizations and networks, and they still have those same teams, organization, networks. All your bills, all your whatever is being paid to networks. Just read a bill. When it says Detroit, okay, here we got DTE, Detroit Energy, right, or whatever. DTE is what it's called. DT. Every state basically has their own utility thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you read how
some cities, some towns, some cities have their separate, but that's a whole other.
Of course, but regardless, what's good about it is that you get to see, for those that have that eye, you get to see the breakdown. Notice what those companies are called. All right, you're not paid just because they charge you as an individual. You as an individual are paying into a company that provides you a service. That's a network. When you see those trucks, the point in saying all this stuff is that if you want to be where you want to be, whether it be in entertainment, battle rapping, whether it be sports, whether it be business in general, you're going to have to have a network. Networks win, teams win. Bottom line, yes,
that's it.
Will be,
So even as a battle rapper yourself, right? You are not independent. You depend on these battle leagues to book you. You depend on somebody to pay you. You depend on the flight. You depend on the hotel. You depend on the transportation. You're not entirely dependent. Okay, so let's just rid ourselves of that word. Okay, if you want to succeed in battle rap, you need a team. Period.
Now see, the word independent in that sense, 100% correct. If the word independent is being used to be separate from mainstream, then fine. That works. You're independent from mainstream
Oh yeah,
There's
no, but what I'm saying in retrospect, in the
yes,
grand scheme of things,
right,
none of you can do it by yourself. That's the
100%.
point that we need to drive home. If you want a successful battle league, get you a successful battle team. Some
Right.
people who know the business, somebody to work the books, somebody to book the venues and the battlers, somebody to work your human resources. Because if as a league owner, you're not going to want all these
Hey,
different personalities and all these different, numbers and doing all. Get somebody to do that for you, so you can only have to worry about shit going smoothly.
in the business room in corporate America, there's this thing called a boardroom. In that boardroom, you'll have a CEO, COO, president, vice president, etc.
CFO, all of that, all the way down, director of operations. You'll have, come on, bro. This is what, you know what? You're going to make me throw my headset.
Yeah. You know, like you know, it's okay to take notes if you're watching this. It's okay to take notes.
Please do.
Because
Stop saying there's no money in battle rap, because there's plenty.
Yeah.
Every other where I turn, there's another battle league that I ain't heard of.
You know what's funny? How about this? There's no money in battle rap as presently constructed and as presently designed now. And let's even go more clearly. The business model of traditional battle rap does not work for money. It doesn't. This thing about, well, it's you and everything's on you, that doesn't work, man. That business model is a failure. Now, is there money that can come through battle rap with a different business model and design? Tons of it. Look, because battle rap is what? It's an extension of the entertainment. There is nothing but money in entertainment. The thing is, does your business model that you're a part of, does that produce or help to continue that money? That'll be up to you to answer that question. While we're at it, we have the crowd game over space battle between Loso, BXY.
Yes, you you go through these. I'll
No
be right
problem.
back.
We got the Loso versus Manor Boy. 5 votes are in after an hour. We're gonna let the slow boil some more. They got Manor Boy 60% to 40%. Again, the Rock Files channel has not watched this in its entirety. We're gonna do that tomorrow and just fully concentrate. We're gonna give that more than one watch for each battle, and then give the take that we got. Simple as that. And yes, awards will be given for this, just like it was for the last space battles. Congratulations to Appa, who was performing tonight by submission vote by the video footage that was provided. Battle of the night. Yeah, battle of the night. Number 2 was Appa versus Crisis, and number 1, don't remember right now, but we can show you that. That's on the page right here. Loso versus Manor Boy. Manor Boy 60%, Loso 40%, but we still got a ways to go for that. We got Neff versus Wanson. 1 vote is in. Wanson has that vote. We got Spirit versus Naughty Dread. Spirit was very underwhelming. Did see this battle. Spirit was not on point in this battle. Not on point in this battle. It wasn't the same Spirit we saw the last card. So, but Naughty Dread has the 1 vote here. We know we're going to let that get more data. We got Catatonic versus Graffiti. This was a close battle according to the judges, so we got 1 vote for Catatonic. We'll let that keep slow boiling. Snip Drago, Dallas Cash. Dallas Cash has that vote again. This is just after an hour, so we have more data to collect. So to that, as you see, this is where our link is for Danny Myers versus Crisis. The crowd battle that's presented. Salute to those that tuned in. All that. Salute to Magneto. Congratulations to Magneto, who did not 1 but 2 Let's Race Some music shows. Salute to that. Very well done. He'll be doing more stuff like that. Salute to Married to the Bars, man. Married to the Bars has done very in-depth bar breakdowns. They talking heavy over there. They're saying you battle rap analysts, man. If y'all just going for punchlines and not doing the setups and not really breaking it down and not getting it from the talent themselves, and y'all not really breaking down battles. What's up, analysts? You know, they actually had Danny Myers on there breaking down his own battle. And so one thing about Danny Myers has got to be appreciated. He's one of the few. He's a writer, right? He's a lyricist. but he can battle. You don't have a lot of that. Usually the battlers are not the greatest lyricists, and the lyricists are not the best battlers. Danny Myers combines the two. And one thing Danny Myers does, stays direct on his opponent for the most part, especially when he's focused. Salute to that. If you want to see this streamed a day ago. Salute to Married to the Bars. Salute to Great the Great. Oh, this is off the Head Ice channel here. So salute to Conversation with the Wolves on that. So this is on 3 channels. As you see, Married to the Bars, Great the Great, Conversation with the Wolves, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Be sure to check that out. Here's another breakdown. Now this was directly off the Married to the Bars. Bar breakdown here. This is Married to the Bars. Caution was breaking down her battle versus Mallory X. Salute to Caution. This is Caution 757, by the way. She was breaking down her battle there. She was going off. Mallory X was going off. Good battle. We might actually have to do an official data form of breaking down that battle. Salute to that. All right. We got more. We got a lot more. So here we have another category, and we got independent spelled correctly here. Hold on. Let's just check the chat. We're good? Okay, we're good. All right. Here we got Message Music Sessions, independent reggae. So this is a different category. You saw independent soul, this is independent reggae. This is 2 days ago. 7 votes are in. We got Boston Entertainment Group with The Grind is Calling. That all this is independent reggae now. All right. So for those that's like, well, what about King Cole and what about Yo 2 Times and what about etc.? They didn't do reggae. This is reggae, independent reggae. Boston Entertainment Group Detroit, The Grind is Calling, 14%. Lord Kes, Away, 29%. One Emma Mama Love, 29%. Roots Vibrations, More Love, 29%. All right. Okay, so that's what 7 votes in. Still gonna let that go a little bit more. This is 6 votes in. This is second. This is a second group of 4 for independent reggae. Pacifier Offer, 17%. Leave and Lifted, Take Me Back, 17%. Lakeisha Leoa featuring Phantom Spread the Love, 50%. Yeah, that song. Yeah, it could be argued that that's one of the songs that even started the independent reggae category for Message Music Sessions. So there's no surprise there. You know, congratulations to Lakeisha Leoa featuring Phantom Spread the Love, 50%. King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings, Impeachment Time, 17%. All right, we're gonna show you how all this works in a minute. Now we get to the main category. Seems like the only category that most of this part of the community is interested in. Because honestly, to keep it $1, y'all gotta listen to more different music. You really do. You really do. Hip hop rap. I listen to hip hop and rap, and all day hip hop and rap. Nothing wrong with hip hop and rap, but it's a wide world of music to listen to. Anyway, independent hip hop and rap. When we say independent hip hop and rap, let's be clear. We are referring to independent. So your Redman, your Talib Kweli's, yes, we did play the clips and all that. That will not be independent because they're part of a mainstream machine. Okay? We might use that. We might say machine hip hop. Yeah, we might do that. Yeah. Anyway, Alyssa Marie Flowers, 56%. Great song. Great song. Heezy Hines featuring Mike Wise, Casket Endorsement. Fire song. 11%. Al Love featuring M3 and Brave Soul. Congratulations to them. 11%. K Reno, The Experiment, 22%. If you want to know how these songs get suggested to be ranked this way, these are the songs that are actually coming through submissions and also through response based off of play when we play. Simple as that. You can look back at some past episodes of Message Music Sessions, and when those songs are played, that'll be the chat, and that'll be others that'll say, hey, man, really like that song. That's how those songs get to this level to be ranked. All right? So, no, a lot of the songs that were played, they may not get this far. How it goes down. We got, in the next group, we got OG Capri featuring Lyrical, Philly Stories, 0%, which is odd because that's a really good song. Viral Money featuring Teach the Motion, 19%. Fire song there. Fire battle. Salute the Viral Money. Salute the Teach. The Teach was going off on that song. Yo 2 Times and Snack King Cole, Clouds. Fire song. Really good song, really meaningful song. That's one good thing to see about Yo 2 Times, especially, and Snack King Cole when they dig into their bag about meaningful things that happen in their life and actually dig into that message bag. They take a message from it. You know, don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with doing rap songs just to talk your ish. Talk your ish. Look to talk your ish, Jess. Talk your ish. But also have some songs that actually have a message, something we can take away from, something that's classic material that can last for not just now, but for the future to come. Cool. All right, let's keep it going. And we got C-Bot Talking Too Much, 57% for C-Bot Talking Too Much. That's the snitch song he did. Simple as that. That's the snitch song he did. Okay. So 57%. So again, after we're done reading, we'll tell you how each of these how this is gonna work. All right. Next category. We got T-Top featuring Wyclef Jean, Many to Go. Fire song from them. Not every song, no, just because the song is talking about loss and death and all that doesn't mean automatically it's a message, but this song does talk about that and has a great message. T-Top was going off in that song. Very meaningful song. Salute to T-Top. Yes, that is the same T-Top from URL. And that is the same Wyclef from the Fugees. They have a song together. A lot of people didn't know that except for this show. Boston Entertainment Group, Poppin', 22%. Caleb Gordon, No Remorse, 11%. Shay Noir, Choices, 22%. Okay. Next category. We got J Prophet, a.k.a. Witty, with Motivation, 6%. Bruce Leaf, Contract Killer. Bruce Leaf, congratulations, man. You're killing it over here, man. 47%. When we played that Bruce Leaf, Contract Killer, that got one of the highest independent hip-hop rap responses of the Message Music Session series. A lot of people didn't even know that Bruce Leaf could rap. Seriously, they didn't. Of course, we've been new over here. And of course, Pablo, Bruce Leaf has done stuff with Pablo, Picasso, Social Assassin, all that good stuff. Salute to that, man. So Bruce Leaf, you're probably going to like your ranking in the independent hip-hop category, hip-hop rap category. Smack King Cole, Mama Told Me. That song just dropped. And what's funny, it was very highly imitated. It was very highly anticipated. Like, we played that song our last Message Music Session, and it got, wow, that's a great song, man. Where can I find that song? Salute to those that responded that way. HB2N Zion. I mean, what else got to be said? That's a classic. That's honestly could be called a virtual battle rap music classic. Zion, without a question. A lot of songs for HB2N would be that. The Beasley Bob. HB2N is really good at mixing in topics that relate to virtual battle rap in general, with a very whimsical style, and also hitting with those bars. And one thing about HB2N that has him stand out is that his music is distinctively his. Like, you don't have a lot of individuals that have a unique sound, and the second it drops, that the formula they have, that's their fingerprints. Who's HB2N? 18%. So again, HB2N, Zion, 18%. Smack King Cole, Mama Told Me, 29%. Bruce Leaf, Contract Killer, 47%. J Prophet, aka Witty. Salute to J Prophet, aka Witty, also known as Maze. Just really started doing music on this level, and already on a major show like Message Music Sessions, he's getting a response. Salute to that, man. Salute. All right, we got more. We got Mike Wise featuring Rook Beats, Beg. Crazy song. If you haven't heard that, you go listen to that song. Mike Wise is going crazy. Payday Monsanto, a legend. Begging, 50%. Your fave Granny Black Hands, very controversial song, 25% with 4 votes in. So we're gonna let that go for 2 more days and then lock that in. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, that's it. So this is how the Message Music. Let's take a look. We're good. All right, cool. So this is how the Message Music Sessions whole ranking system works. It's not just about votes and who wins. Who had a good response out of the category amongst their peers. So Payday Monsanto with 50% of this, right? And if this holds up, he would stand to advance from this. So he would be like a 1, not ranked number 1, but a 1 out of this, right? That doesn't mean that Mike Wise and your favorite Granny. So first we'll go to the ones that won the category. So Payday Monsanto, Bruce Leaf, Contract Killer. And this is of the fan vote. Please don't forget we got submission votes to consider. Okay? So here will be T-Top versus Wyclef Jean, Many to Go. So that'll be 3. C-Bot Talking Too Much will be 4. And Alyssa Marie Flowers will be 5. Yeah. So you got 5, right? Then of those 5, whichever ones had the highest percentage, so 56%, 57%, 44%, 47%, 50%, right? Whichever ones had that highest, that would stand to be in the running for being ranked number 1 for independent hip hop with a fan vote. Now, what'll determine if you have a close thing going on between the two, it's possible that you could be ranked number one in fan vote, but if those submission votes come in for your song, the same thing works for battle rap. If those submission votes come in for your song, and let's say it's more of a landslide the other way, then number one might be another song, even though these percentages go that way. So that's something to watch for. All right. If you want, we have our criteria here. Let's see. You know what? Our criteria is on the page. We'll have to show you that later. All right. So that's the song. So those songs will be in the Rock Rankings 2025, as it's written right here. Let's keep moving. Got a lot more data to do. You grab your pens and notebooks. 2000 Rock Rankings 2000. Who are the most improved battlers? And this works the same way. Whichever ones are the ones, we'll move on to the greatest percentage for the fan vote. Please don't forget the submission votes going on. For a game 365 to not get anything, wow, it's crazy. Anyway, 23 votes are in, so we're approaching final. We basically are at final data here because it's been 3 days. Fate.io was 17%. Sigmosh with 26%. Social Assassin going crazy with 57%. And that's the power of getting a body in your return to battle rap. Social Assassin with 57%. Now wait, here's how significant this is, right? So you got MK from the UK with 0%, right? You got J Private, aka Witty, 13%, Froku 65%, Mr. ENT 22%. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets very interesting. Take a look at this. See this? Mr. ENT 11%, Social Assassin 43%, Sick Mosh 11%, 36, Froku 30%, 36%. Why is this significant? Is because notice we have the same names against different circumstances to see how they will perform. So Social Assassin, by a close edge in this category, is ranked over Froku for most improved battler, right? So Froku did very well here, but a deciding factor might be this right here. Because the reason why these four came up is these were the four that kept getting a whole lot of submissions about being the most improved. And for those that say, well, what submissions? Panel discussions, IG at Boss Entertainment, at Boss EG Detroit, Facebook, Barack and Roll, Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. Okay. Email, Boss Entertainment Group at yahoo.com. And also chat discussions. So you all have submitted to these results. You all have. Because you all have talked about this topic. And you talked about this topic beforehand before we measured this data. So this list is pretty much going to be, might be the easiest too as far as most improved battles because of who's all involved. Salute to the Ring, August 15th, Equal Rights, 7 p.m. live on the Ring. It features this card right here. Paulo Picasso versus Caution. That's going to be a crazy battle. Caution's no joke. Yo 2 Times versus Danny Lux. If that battle holds up, according to Yo 2 Times, he may cancel that battle because of, he wants to focus on other battles. That's fine. Gullah JB versus Gangsta and surprise battle. Don't be surprised that this card may have 2 surprise battles depending on what the Ring want to do. It's August 15th. If this card holds up, it's August 15th live on the Ring YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern. Congratulations to the Ring. Social Assassin, all that good stuff. Performer of the Night. We have final data. These awards will be coming out this week. For Performer of the Night, Paulo Picasso has won the fan vote. 51%. 37 votes are in 5 days ago. Super final data. Not too much to discuss here. Super final data right here in full effect. 51% out of 37 votes. Paulo Picasso wins. Nightmare J Power with 27%. Sick Mosh 8%. Greg the Great 14%. Congratulations to all four. But Paulo Picasso has the fan vote, and that award will be notified. This is locked in as final data. All right. So any votes after this broadcast will not count. Final data is locked in. Paulo Picasso. Congratulations. Battle of the night. Hold on a minute. Battle of the night. We have Nightmare J Pyro versus Don Vito as Battle of the Night. Really? Okay. That's the fan vote. Reason why we said really like that is because submission vote has a whole other battle for Battle of the Night. So this may be split. But 21% for Greg the Great versus Fate.io. Luke Kane versus Trado, 10%. Papa Picasso versus Abysmal. And the Luke Kane versus Trado, that may have been because of Luke Kane reading the rounds in between, reading the rounds in between rounds. That could be because of that. Because if not for that, that was the best. That was the Luke Kane we saw versus Reaper Rail. Salute to Luke Kane, salute to Trado. But yeah, reading rounds is nasty. That ain't gonna work. Paul Picasso, and look, honestly, there's so much to say. Paul Picasso versus Abysmal, 28%. It's interesting that Paul Picasso versus Abysmal was the battle of the night winner at first, but then after getting into more final data, Nightmare J. Power versus Don Vito wins that battle. It's kind of interesting because neither one of them, Pyro or Vito, was at their best, obviously. All right. Here's the awards from the last Spaces battle for those that missed it. Your performer of the night is Appa. That is, of course, submission vote. That's what the judges said. And honestly, not just the judges said that. Let's scroll down. Not just the judges said that. The consensus said that for Appa. Appa was the talk after the card. So the judges said Appa was the performer of the night, and the submission said that. Congratulations, Appa. Congratulations to the crowd. Game over. Spaces. Salute. And as you see, the card is what it is right there. Battle of the night. Oh, that was okay. Battle of the night by submission vote. Now this became interesting because the judges on this panel, they were talking about two battles back and forth, and even the submissions were kind of going back and forth with this, but it did end up in a very close one. Glowman versus War Q was the battle of the night on the crowd card. That's right. That's what we got. And then, of course, number 2 was Appa versus Christ. Reason we wouldn't even list the number 2, but it was that close. Just being honest, it was just that close. Nothing really to say with that. And that is the full data, and that should be enough data for Battle Rap. There you go. So if you want to see that, criteria. Let's go to criteria very quickly. Criteria for Message Music Sessions very, very quickly. We can get to that. We already know about the pick it up 3. We did that already. Oh, Where the Smoke There's Fire. That'll be going out also, without a question. Yep, sure will. Bear with us. That's when we going out this week. Okay. That's the Most Improved. Cool. Battle Bloggers. Cool. Panelists. Cool. All right. It's a shame we got to keep scrolling down for all this. But whatever. Okay. Yep. Looking for the Message Music. Okay, so Video Cartel took that down. Where is our criteria for Message Music? Here we go. Beautiful. This is the criteria for Message Music Sessions right here. Okay, this is straight from the Rock Files community post. All right. So you shouldn't have to ask. Just go read. This is from 3 weeks ago. Scroll down. This is the criteria to be on Message Music Sessions. If you want to be ranked and you want to be eligible for awards toward the end of the season. As Rap Reference, we give awards. We do give awards here. All right. It says plainly, criteria and clean language preferred. So that means, and listen closely, that means that if you have a song, and let's say it's getting good consideration for what it's getting, and all of a sudden another song is clean, that clean song might overtake your song for rankings. Any music, so that means any style of music, any decade, any genre, defined lyric message. So think about a song like Throw Your Thong, right? If all we hear is a bunch of nonsense and stuff with blah 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 yada 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 and just skirts all over the place, that's not a defined lyrical message. Defined lyric message. What is your song talking about? Medium tempo minimum. You can go faster, but it can't be like these ballads that have no rhythm at all. Definite rhythmic groove goes right to that. And this is for those that keep submitting music improperly. Submit music. Look. Please. Submit music no later than 3 days in advance of broadcast. The next broadcast for Message Music Session is Wednesday. That means technically and by rule, your music should be in for Message Music Session by tomorrow, Monday. It should be in by Monday. If not, that music will be played the week after. So for those that keep coming, whoever you are, and this is not to shoot at you, it's not to hurt your feelings, but you're disobeying the rules. You say, oh, Rob, I see you on live now. I submitted this. Cool. That'll be played for next week. That will not be played during the broadcast. And that is at the discretion of the show, straight up. Original music only. Original music only. No covers. If you're doing a cover of a song, especially in rap or hip hop and especially in reggae, do you seriously think we're going to really play that seriously? And if it gets biased and we find out, that's a disqualification. That's a disqualification. So that means if it's ranked, so it says, wait a minute, so-and-so did that song back in such and such and back in the year. Now, hold up. That's against those rules. Now, of course, as with anything, we can discuss it. But come on, man. I mean, we're in a world full of writers. Write your song, please. And don't submit, well, I got this cover of a cover of a cover. Don't want it. But it's any music, any decade, any genre, and most certainly is. It's not original. We want your original material. And yes, all copies of your original material and the ownership of your original material is yours. We take no ownership of your material at all. Quite frankly, we got enough of our own music. Number one, and number two, this is for you to be highlighted. This is for you to be promoted. Honestly, this is to have content that's not on Clear Channel, that's not on mainstream radio. We want original music. We can't accomplish that if you're doing the same thing they're doing. You might as well sing your music to them. All right. Yes, we do have a space for our rankings when it comes to, different categories of stuff to see who likes what. Absolutely correct. However, we prefer original music especially if you're an independent talent, you better not come here with somebody else's stuff. Because not only will that song be disqualified, you might be banned from submitting anything else here. That's just ridiculous. And yes, no more than 2 submissions per week. So to refer to this, it is on the community page. It is on the community page. Here it is. This is the criteria for Message Music Sessions. If you want to know where to send it. See, this is what happens when you read, dog. All you got to do is read. And it's no problem with those that are new to the channel explaining it. Send all music to YouTube, The Rock Files, which is this channel you're watching, IG at Boss EG Detroit, Facebook, Barack and Roll, Boss Entertainment Group Detroit. Send all the music there within this time, this moment right here. No later than 3 days in advance of broadcast. No later. So that means if it's Tuesday, that's the day before, that's too late. And actually, the math was wrong. It should have been sent in today. This is Sunday. We can be cool with Monday, but it should have been sent in Sunday. Now look, you can send it in. Oh, if Rob played this, let's say it's Wednesday, we're live, right? That music will be played the following show, because that'll be that'll satisfy that range. Similar plan. All right. That basically covers it. That is a criteria. So if you're looking for this, and now of course, look, doing this as we do it is more than understandable. That you have to repeat that, man. People gonna miss it. We got you. But if you've been here and you're not listening, you're probably not gonna like the response you get. And yet, for those that say, well, a lot of these people I ain't heard of, listen to the show, you'll hear them. They got fire music. This is also the blue pill or the red, whatever. This is the blue pill, and this is the answer toward, man, how come music used to have this, music used to have that? We're solving that on Message Music Sessions. All this music out here that does not get played, and what we're showing is it doesn't get played because of quality. It doesn't get played because of talent. It doesn't even get played because of production or mixing. It doesn't get played because of BS. We solved the BS over here. If we're roaming around, not even roaming around, if we get submitted some music that's fire, according to that criteria that you just read, it will be played here. And for all talent to have your music played here, be sure to clear us so that we can play it. This is just to promote your song. And yes, we do song breakdowns. We do bar breakdowns in songs. And like Salute to Locksmith with Ciroc. Fire. We did a bar breakdown on that. Okay? We're here to promote the independent talent out here. That's it. Why do we do it? Honestly, because that independent talent deserves it. And that is a movement by the almighty Yahweh to do so. Now, as far as what do we get out of it financially, that's simple. We have our own platform. That's what we get out of it. And we do different arrangements like that. We like to be, we don't like to just talk all day. We're the solution. As you can tell, we don't really listen out here to this Clear Channel BS, this regurgitated trash. We don't. Clear Channel has the right to play that. We're not even trying to be another Clear Channel. We don't want to be like Clear Channel. We want to be Message Music Sessions. That's who we are. And for now, yes, every Wednesday, every Wednesday, 12 a.m. or earlier for at least 2 hours, we go. And yes, we do mix in battle rap afterwards. And look, there's surprises we have there. Last Message Music Session, what did we do? We did a whole breakdown on the British Broadcasting Channel, the one extra featuring Elaine, reggae superstar, wonderful, amazing female talent. That was amazing. That's the standard. That was also a message to other reggae groups out there, some things they should take a look at. Maybe that'll help improve their performance. Also, that was a look at, and that was a message to venues and promoters. Maybe you want to go ahead, if you're looking for celebrities, don't waste your money on boring celebrities that don't have that energy that Elaine has. Don't spend your thousands and tens of thousands of dollars for boring washed up has-beens that nobody wants to see. All right? Get Elaine. How come Elaine hasn't been at more of these events? We're advocating for Elaine to be, and Elaine has not paid us. Elaine don't even know who we are. But that performance showed that's the type of vibe that we want as a celebrity slot. And also, that's also the type of vibe we want for anyone that's going to be on the stage playing reggae music, playing Caribbean music, playing R&B music, hip hop, whatever it is, especially with a band. So instead of talking about it, we show you how to be about it. Now, look, more than likely, this will be entertaining to listen to. All it takes is the few that actually want to see this improve. If you want to see it improve, enjoy Message Music Sessions. Yes, we will have our own awards. We're already going to have our own rankings. These rankings are like better than the Billboard Top 10 because it's going to show diversity. And keep in mind the benefit of this. Any music, any decade. Any music, any decade. That means we don't care if it came out in 1960. If it's fire, it's fire. We're not here. That's another thing that gives us an advantage. We don't quote unquote date music. Oh, that was good back then, but you know that song overweight. Ain't no song overweight if it's fire. Honestly, there's songs from the 80s right now that sound even better now than what they did. And we play them here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got day one Trouble Lee Ray. Ori Lee Ray is in the building. Ori Lee, salute to your Instagram platform. Just want to say this directly. Awesome exercise tips. Awesome things you got going on in there. Be sure to subscribe to Ori Lee Ray. We call her Trouble Lee Ray because she be causing trouble. Is what she does. She be talking her ish. They can't take it. And all of a sudden it be trouble. Salute to Trouble Lee Ray, man. Be sure to subscribe to Ori Lee Ray on YouTube. And also be sure to subscribe to her on Instagram. On Instagram, at Ori Lee Ray. There it is. But yep, that is what we're doing. So to repeat, you guys saw the rankings for battle rap. We are going to give our full view of the Spaces card that dropped. Congratulations to Christ. Congratulations to Danny Myers. Early returns are saying Danny Myers. We want to see it for ourselves. But hearing that Crisis went first and Danny Myers may have won because of the advantage of him going second with those rebuttals, But also hearing, and again, we want to see it for ourselves, but also hearing that Crisis fought, and this could have been the best Crisis we saw. By the way, I want to ask this to the chat, and also to those that's in the shadows right now. Is there a case, if Crisis is to be ranked for 2025, is Crisis top 10, top 15, top 5, and not 5? I'm top 10. Right. I told you I'm top 5 and not 5. Okay. Let's ask about it. Is Crisis a top 5 battler of 2025? A top 10 battler of 2025 virtually? Top 15? Where does Crisis rank? And look, fair and objectively, we did the same thing when it came to Pablo. Where does Pablo rank? Greg the Great. And honestly, salute to Greg the Great. We're going to bring it back on in a minute. But Greg, the second we asked this question, I want to say a couple weeks ago, it was like crazy. Well, now Greg number 1. Greg got to be number 1. Number 1, Greg number 1. Ooh, okay. Those are submissions. Where does Crisis rank? Crisis has had 8 spaces. No, Crisis had 8 battles, 8 virtual battles. Crisis had 8 virtual battles starting in January. Crisis has stated, hey, I'm undefeated. Now that Appa one, looking at that footage, Crisis, they had Appa. But there are some judges that did choose you too. Where does Crisis rank for 2025 as of June 30th, 2025? Where does Crisis rank? Top 5. Hey, some say, well, man, Crisis. I think Crisis trash. He don't rank at all. I don't like him. Okay, you can explain why or not. Where does Crisis rank as a virtual battler for 2025? Here's another one. Social Assassin had 1 battle, right? Now, currently, because of the recency, and that's fine, Social Assassin is called the most improved battler. Where does Social Assassin rank, though, as a battler overall? Not just for most improved, but overall. Is he top 10, top 15, top 20? Is he top 5, Social Assassin? 1 battle, top 5? So another one. Reek Ruger. Now, salute to Reek Ruger. Had many conversations with Reek Ruger. Reek Ruger got to be sure to subscribe to Reek Ruger. Definitely subscribe to Crack Stream Crisis. Again, if not for Crack Stream Crisis showing that, we're going to keep saying it. If not for Crack Stream Crisis showing those spaces better on YouTube, we wouldn't be able to see them like this. That's a whole lot of other talent. Is all the talent over there fire? No. Is some of it over there fire? Yeah. That what's that? That War Q. Spirit was fired the first card fell off. Appa, Snip Drago was fired the first. There's been some response to Snip Drago, man. We'll see. But again, Crack Stream Crisis salute. The reason why we're mentioning that is where does Reek Ruger rank as an overall battler? Is he top 5 or top 10, top 15? Where does Reek Ruger rank? What's his case? Now, he's not undefeated, but he does have a lot of battles, and he has some of the strongest performances of 2025 virtually. And now the thing about Reek Ruger is been on 1 league, so that's something that could work against him. But works for him is that league that it's been on is probably one of the top 3, if not top 2, virtual battle rap leagues out here. And if you consider virtual battle rap, as we discussed earlier, Salute the Great, if you consider that virtual battle rap is losing a whole lot of leagues, a whole lot of talent, what does that do for Reek Ruger? Where does Froku rank as an overall battler? Yeah, we know where it is as a rookie. We got that. Overall battler, where does Froku rank? We're asking the questions. Here's your opportunity. Well, Rob, we don't want to tell you where they rank. What do you think? Ain't no think over here. What do you say? This is yours. Here's your opportunity. Here's your opportunity to not be a troll. Here's your opportunity to state the case for your battler. How about this? Here's a question. Is there any battler out here that any of the community actually likes? Yeah, let's really talk. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hey yo, troll community. Troll community, how you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. And troll community, we're not just talking about quote unquote this sector of virtual battle rap. No, we're saying those that are in battle rap. We're talking about outside, virtual, whoever. What battle rappers do you actually like and why? Because it seems as if no matter which battler, case in point, Tay Rock won the mainstream Cody Award. We call it mainstream because that's the URL award, right? URL award. Okay. Follow this now. Follow. When Tay Rock won it, and this channel has completely disagreed with those findings, but that's cool. But even those that were rocking with Tay Rock winning, they're like, oh man, nah, why he win? Well, you were just rocking with Tay Rock. It's one thing if your reason is battle rap. Like our reason is battle rap. Tay Rock's record was not the best in 2025. And plus, he had a whole lot of random bars rapping to whomever. 2024 was like for outside battle rap, that was the random bar era. The individuals getting wins over people just because they sound good, rapping to anybody but their opponent. Salute to B-Fact, salute to Adept, HNIC, salute to Bob Picasso. We had a discussion about that. Rapping, the biggest moments in battle rap are rapped at individuals that are not their opponent. Ooh, whoopie-doo. When your opponent's right there. I'm going to rap about your woman, though. Okay, and you're going to rap to it. It's fine if you rap about the woman. And what we're talking about is like, if let's say you're rapping against Easy the Block Captain, for example. Obviously, Remy is a target. We're using this as a hypothetical example. Actually, we're using this as an example. It's not hypothetical, it happened. How many points does someone get for rapping about Remy? And what if they do a whole round rapping about Remy, but ignore Easy the Block Captain, don't tie it in? There's no points for that. Your opponent is not Remy, especially if Remy ain't gonna rap back. At least when it was Hurricane Do and Easy the Black Captain back in the verbal war zone era, when Hurricane Do jumped in, that opponent had a chance to rap back at Hurricane Do. Remy has to not rap back at anybody. So you basically rapping against a punching bag and getting points for that. Whoopie freaking do. Here's the point. Tay Rock, according to this channel, rapped a whole bunch of random bars. Throughout most of his morning, he lost a lot of battles, although consensus, because they like Tay Rock, gave it to him. But it's interesting how the second he won the award, it became this like, well, Tay Rock should have won. So here's the question. Here's what all that has to do. Community of battle rap. What battle rappers do you like and why? Simple question. Why do you like them? How about this? Are there any that you like? Because again, it seems like whoever gets a number one spot, the ones that like them, they like them until they get that number one spot, whoever they are. Look, right now, Innovate for virtual battle rap was a crowd favorite. Innovate was considered, this is not about going to grade and Innovate. This is just saying, I wonder if Innovate was placed number one on any ranking list, what the response would be. Would y'all still like Innovate? Or would you find reasons to not like Innovate because he got ranked number one? Let's really talk. Answer the question. And don't look, when you clip this up, don't try this like, no, Rock, it's about the bars. Cap. It ain't about the bars. It hasn't been about the bars. It's been about the goalposts. It ain't about the bars. No. One rapper could say some of the most atrocious bars. We ain't gonna drop names tonight. That'll come later. One rapper could drop some of the most atrocious, corny OBC bars ever. But because they're a certain type, that's cool. Another rapper dropped that. Same type of corny OBC bars. He about to get dragged. There's about to be about 95 burner accounts about him. But why? Why the goalpost moving? So the question is for the community. And other channels, you're more than welcome to go ahead and ask this question. What battle rappers do any of you like at all? Any of them. Well, Rock, who do you like? Nope. What? Y'all answer the question first. Nah. This is what we doing over here. What battle rappers do you like at all and why? Virtually and outside. Here's another one. Are there any battle rappers to like? And we ain't talking about the honeymoon stage. Let's explain what that is. Honeymoon stage is like, well, nah, man, I like so-and-so because back in 1855, man, they had that one moment. But do you like them now? And that's your reason for liking them now? Okay, cool. You like them now? Cool. Well, who do you like? And here's the last final question before we get up out of here. And it's the reason why you like this battle rapper based off battle rap skills, such as bars, delivery, room shakers, room breakers, presence, cleanness, clarity, enunciation, entendre, double entendre, triple entendre, setups, believability, presence. Is it based off of that? Or is it based off of something else? We might put that up in the community post so some burner accounts can answer it. At any rate, that's some food for thought. Couple show notes before we get out. Oh, and as far as the drama, before we get to that, as far as the drama relating to, who was that? Oh, yeah. Well, J Prophet, a.k.a. Witty, and Social Assassin. Look, all that really matters is that the battle is on and their business is their business. We want to see the battle. Social Assassin versus J Prophet, a.k.a. Witty, also known as Maze. We want to see the battle. As addressing the beef facts versus Yo 2 Times. That's up to them guys. And look, both them gotta want to battle the battle. So beef facts may want to battle Yo 2 Times, but Yo 2 Times don't want to battle. You don't want to battle. And yes, Rock Files is ready to put money on that battle. Here's why. It is not because of drama. One thing that battle would have. First of all, beef facts can rap. No one's talking about it. Yes, we know Yo 2 Times can rap, of course. But B-Facts can rap. And one thing B-Fact has as a battle rapper, if he chooses to do it, which he says he's ready to do, that guy is fearless. He's fearless. One thing you won't have to worry about B-Facts is if B-Facts is going to be straight up, or if B-Facts is going to be, well, B-Facts, what's off limit? Nothing's off limit with that dude. Not just what he can say, but what can be said about him. Maybe B-Facts should not only battle virtually, maybe B-Facts should battle outside. Because with him, it wouldn't just be about bars. B-Facts will come to bars. But it's going to be about one thing that a lot of battle rappers don't have. Fearlessness. With fearlessness, there's your energy, there's your believability, there's your courage, there's your aggression we talk so much about. So if B-Facts doesn't battle Yo 2 Times, B-Facts should battle somebody. And the first battle could be outside if you're ready for that. One rounder, of course. You know, if he wants to battle virtually, let him battle virtually. That's up to B-Facts, though. Just like it's up to Yo 2 Times if you want to battle B-Facts. If those two battles, it would be a good battle on a battle rap level. Drama level, obviously, that's what other channels are about. On a battle rap level, it would be a good battle. Both, B-Facts knows a whole lot. B-Facts may be one of the most informed minds of battle rap we got. Him, TG, salute. That's why we do B-Facts and TG. Here's an exclusive for you before we get out of here. You want to know why the panelist list came up? Listen closely. The panelist list came up for one simple reason. I mean, other reasons too, but here's one of the main reasons. The panelists got more personality and got more knowledge of battle rapping than a lot of battle rappers do. They do. Yes, there's panel whores. No question about it. But the panelists that are not that, and this is the reason why we suggested having just a straight up promo card. Your best promoters that actually care the most about battle rap seems to be the panelists. Chat people, salute. They would kind of be maybe a notch below that. That's an opinion, if it's not respected correctly. But a lot of those panelists, They've booked battles, they promoted battles, they've contributed battles, they put money toward battles. That's why they get a list. And keep in mind, you know, another reason, here's the number 2 reason why they get a list. Ready? Because y'all want the list of the panelists, whether you admit it or not, you want that list. Yeah, you do. It's the main list you talked about. Who are you really talking to, dog? This is hilarious. It's the main list you talked about. When we first did the list back in 2024, you know the main list that got talked about? It wasn't even the battle rappers. It wasn't the bloggers. It wasn't even the promoters. It wasn't the leagues. It was the panelist list. Isn't it interesting how a list, man, nobody wants that. Why, Rock, why you even got a panelist list? Can't tell when that's the main list you're talking about. Oops. The footage lives, doesn't it? Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night. Protect your peace, protect your family, protect your foundation. A couple show notes. We will go live again Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we will go live again. We're going to be getting these rankings out as we get these rankings out. YouTube has not been cooperative. We require a lot on YouTube, Google data to get the stuff done. We're getting close. Battle Rap Awards will be coming out as they come out. Simple and plain. Stay tuned. Salute to Battle Rap Bodega. Appreciate you for chiming in. Appreciate you for coming in. Be sure to subscribe to Battle Rap Bodega Philly. Welcome back. Salute. Salute to Android Wiggins for chiming in. Android Wiggins, you're more than welcome here. You know you're good here. Salute to you. Be sure to subscribe to Android Wiggins. And of course, the world famous, internationally famous Trouble Lee Ray, Ari Lee Ray, who she is. Be sure to subscribe to her. She got awesome handwriting things on her YouTube also, man. Salute to that. What Ari Lee Ray, man. Trouble Lee Ray, day one Trouble Lee Ray. She is what's right with YouTube battle rap. Salute to her. And of course, protect your peace, protect your foundation, protect your sanity. Stay safe, stay strong, stay sane. And as we usually say, right about now, rock on, rock out!
Rock, where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock?
10 rock and roll, bro.
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday.